Building an healthy relationship right after overcoming a porn addiction is possible, but it requires effort and commitment. In this video, I'll share key strategies such as open communication, rebuilding trust, and setting boundaries to help you and your partner grow together in your new life. But right before that, who am I? My name is Wesley, and my mission right now is to help prevent 1,000 men from getting to suicidal thoughts, killing themselves because of porn addiction. These are my type of videos, and if that interests you, make sure you subscribe. Maybe you have a depression right now. Maybe you feel like nothing is enjoyable or as enjoyable as before. You're waking up in the morning with no energy. You have been invited by your friend to go do an activity with your group of friends, and last second, what happened? You cancel. You don't go to the activity and you stay alone because you prefer to be alone and fap in the bathroom instead of going out with a lot of people and maybe meeting new friends, maybe meeting the girl of your life at this event. You prefer to stay alone. If that's your case, you may be interested by the first link down in the description. On that, let's continue directly with the video. Open communication is like the base, the pillar of the couple. If you don't talk and you can't talk with your partner, your couple isn't going to pursue in your life and it's going to end at a time or another time, right? You have to be able to communicate with your partner about your feelings and what you need in the couple and everything. And when both partners are able to communicate to each other, that's when couples are strong and grow together. And this is even more important right after an addiction. If you just stopped your addiction, it's even more important that you talk with your partner about it. And communication helps being on the same page, right? If you just finish your addiction and you don't talk about it with your partner, maybe that your partner will think you're still addicted. And maybe that now that she knows that you're not addicted, she may act different around you. She may be more attracted. She may want to fuck more, right? There's just these type of things that I just thought about, but I'm sure there's a lot more factors, right? So it's really important to talk with your partner and tell them almost everything, right? And as you know, this also helps build connections. You're way closer to your partner when you are able to tell her everything about your life, right? If you keep everything to yourself, the connection is less good. Now you will need tips because you have to rebuild this trust. When you're starting your couple, you trust each other, but oftentimes because you were addicted to your porn addiction, the trust that your partner had in you kind of got worse, right? She doesn't trust you as much as before because you kind of cheated on her and you were addicted to porn addiction. So you have to kind of rebuild this trust. But how can you rebuild this trust? First of all, it won't happen overnight. You won't rebuild the trust tomorrow and now it's back at the full potential, right? It's an everyday task that you have to do, and it's gonna take a long time. But the easier way to do this is to work on your things. So when you say that you're going to do something, actually do it and respect what you say. Respect your words. That's really important. If you say, for example, hey, you have this interview right now, like your girl have this interview, and you say, oh, all right after your interview, I will go and come pick you up, right? She goes to the interview, and when she finished, you're not there, and then you call her and you say, oh, sorry, I can't pick you up. Like, yeah, things can happen, right? That's like things that you can't really prepare in advance, but you said to her that you were going to pick her up, and now you don't go pick her up. So if you did actually go pick her up, that would improve a little bit of trust because she would see it as like, oh, I can't trust him. When he says something, he's actually going to do it. And that's just a petty example, but you can see where I'm going with that. Every time that you say something, respect your words and actually do it. This will rebuild trust over time. And as I said, anyway, it's not a one-day type of effort, right? It's an everyday effort, and you always have to respect your words and do what you're going to do, as you said. So in order for you to finally rebuild your trust. Now I highlight the importance of clear boundaries. It's important for both of you to set clear boundaries and to see what's each other's limit, right? Let's say, for example, you're in arguing right now with her, and while you're arguing, you know that, well, you don't know, because that's the example, right? You don't know, but she likes to be alone when you're arguing, so she can make the point on her thoughts and think about the situation clearly, and after maybe 5 minutes she's going to go back at you and talk way more clearly about what she didn't like, for example, or things like that. But you don't know that because you didn't set clear boundaries with each other. So while you're arguing, she tries to go out of the arguing so she can reflect on herself and think, because she needs that 5 minutes alone, but you don't know about it because you never set the clear boundaries. She's trying to go on her side to think, and what are you doing? You're following her, and now you continue to talk about that and argue. So the problem won't resolve itself, and she don't get that 5 minutes alone that she needs. And because she's kind of furious right now, she's really mad, she won't say to you, oh please, I need that 5 minutes. She will say it with like maybe an insult or maybe in the wrong way, and you will get mad also, and now the situation escalates, right? But if right before that situation you could have set your clear boundaries, you would have known that she needs that 5 minutes in order to come back and resolve the situation. Also, it's important to discuss what you need. It's an honest discussion about your needs and the feeling of being safe. And especially for a woman, it's really important for them to feel safe and feel like they could be protected by the guy, right? By us. So it's important for both of you to talk about that subject and talk about the need to feel supported. When you're doing something, it's cool to do it alone, but it's always better to feel supported by someone close to you. And when you're trying to accomplish something, yeah, being alone is alright, but if you have the support of someone that you love, it's way more important for you, like in your eyes, and you will grow even more. And in a couple, your goal is basically to grow. So if you can have this support from your girl, that will elevate yourself way higher. And as I just talked about, the growth, the goal of a relationship is to grow together, right? You're trying to both focus on growth so you can both elevate yourself. And how can you really do that right after an addiction? Well, you can be setting goals together. So set goals that you can achieve. For example, I don't know, if you want a money related goal, maybe that your money related goal could be, oh, together we have to make a $300,000 in 1 year, for example. Or maybe it's another goal, for example, oh, we have to make 2 babies and things like that, right? You have these goals, and you could say to me like, this doesn't elevate yourself, but when you, for example, make babies, then you have a family. Before you were just a couple, now you're a family. So that kind of elevates yourself, right? You're not a husband anymore, you're a dad, like elevation, right? She's not your girl anymore, she's the mother of your children. And that's a kind of elevation. When you're making that $300,000 a year, you're not in the usual bracket anymore. You're not in the $30,000 to $40,000 a year, right? You're in the 300,000. You're like wealthy. Wealthy is like kind of relatable, but like you get what I mean, right? Trying to grow and become someone better. And when you're doing this together, because you're a couple and you're both trying to get better and better, that's when couples become really strong and stays together for a long time, even lifetime, right? Pursuing new hobbies also. There you are together and you're discovering that, hey, I really like, for example, pickleball, right? Pickleball is kind of, I don't know, a new sport that I found out like recently about, maybe like last year, and I kind of I really like that sport, right? But maybe that your partner doesn't even know what's that sport, right? But finding new hobbies, and now you kind of present that sport to her and she really likes it also. So now you have a sport that you can do between your two selves. And that's really cool, right? Supporting each other's dreams, as I talked about in the previous point. When you're doing this alone, you're trying to build your business alone, for example, it's cool and you will probably succeed if you really put your attention on it. But if you have the support of your girl and she's there and she helps you, she asks you, hey, what can I do to help you? And maybe she does your food so you can focus even more hours on your work, and she kind of supports you, right? She's maybe doing your laundry so you don't have to waste time doing your laundry, you can focus on your work again. Maybe that she helps you with other things so you don't have to take your focus out of your work and getting distracted by other things, because she keep, for example, the house clean. If she supports you like that, you can imagine that your business will grow even bigger, right? Because all the distractions that you had before, you were looking at right, looking at left, how to do this, how to do that. Now she's taking care of this. And in exchange, she doesn't have to work anymore because you're doing all the work, because you can be focused 100%. You don't have to be distracted and keep getting focused on other tasks because she's taking care of them tasks. So you can focus 100% on your business and make even more money. So you see, that's like cool, right? And that's a little bit of the point of being in a relationship. You're trying to not complete each other. You're trying to support each other to grow even bigger, right? So that's how you really build healthy relationship right after your porn addiction. On that, take care of yourself.